Good morning and welcome to Stretch Saturday. Okay, let's make a start by getting ourselves just warmed up. Find yourself a space. I'm just going to gradually just bring our arms up to the sides. Nothing too onerous. You can either do this stood still if you want, or you can just gently rock yourself. Nothing major. I'm just going to learn to stretch each of our muscle groups as we kind of go through this. Okay, and now we're going to convert that kind of movement from side to side into some forward, big windmill of the arms, big rotations, feeling them across your shoulders, those big shoulder joints, all the way forwards. Stretch your arms forwards as you're doing it. And again, throw your arms backwards and you're going backwards. Nice big movement. Can reverse that. So go in the opposite direction. Still nice big movement. So we're stretching our arms round, reaching as high as we can to the ceiling, much behind us as we can, and as forwards as we can. Okay. Let's bring those out to the side. We're just going to now do the elbows. Just going to bring the elbows in some big elbow rotations around big circles in one direction. Can help sometimes if you just pop your thumbs up, and then that way you know which direction your kind of hands are going in, and the opposite direction, all the way around. Okay, keeping our arms up at shoulder height. You're going to turn one palm up, and push our body over to that side, one side that palm's facing. Then turn that down, turn the other palm up, and push to that side as far as you can, keeping your feet firmly planted on the ground. Just going to keep moving from side to side. Okay, bring our arms down. Just going to shrug our shoulders. Bring our shoulders to our ears, all the way up, all the way up, and then back down. Okay, from that, we're going to do some shoulder rotations. So we're going to bring our shoulders all the way back, stretching out our chest and squeezing our shoulder blades together. Nice, great big movements. Okay. And then the opposite direction. Opening out our back and our shoulder blades and squeezing our chest together all the way around. So, nicely done. Okay, from there, going to bring our hands to our chest. We're just going to rotate at our core. So keep our hands firmly on the ground. Rotate in one direction as far around as we can. We'll see if you can look behind you. And then back to the center and rotate in the other direction. All the way around as far as we can. Rotate. And then back to the center. Rotating left as far as we can. That's it. Give a big squeeze. And rotating right. All the way around. That's the one. Back to the center. Now onto our hips and our hip girdles. We're going to do some hip flicks, one side and then to the other side. Definite kind of motion and moving our hips into the side. Very remiss of me, I say it every single time, but if you're a canoeist, this is a great skill for rewriting your boat. All of the power to turn your boat from being upside down the right way up comes from your hips. This is a great skill to kind of have. Okay, and from there we're going to turn it into some pelvic tilts. So all the way forward and pushing your pelvis all the way back. All the way forward and all the way back. That's it. Nice, big movements. As we get back to center, we're going to do some hip rotations all the way around the big circle. Dave McConaughey, the chap who taught me a lot of this type of stuff, amazing guy. He says you pretend you're stood in a box, and he says you want to make it the biggest box you can, but the only way you can make the box bigger is by moving your hips around. So really try and get some big movements, far around as you can get it, and then change in the opposite direction, all the way around. That's it. Nice big movements. Nicely done. Okay. And from there, just going to bring our heels together, hands down to our knees, bending our knees slightly. We're going to go some knee rotations. So we're going to bring our knees round in big circles in one direction. Have your hands just lightly on top of your knees, just slightly to support yourself. Also helps because it kind of feels how your knees are moving, especially if you just keep your fingertips on there. And the opposite direction, in nice big rotations, all the way around. That's it. Nicely done. Okay, standing up straight. For this one, I'm going to do ankle rotations. You might want something to hold on to if you need it for balance. If you don't, then we're just going to do it when you stood wherever you are. So bring your foot into the air and just rotate one ankle in one direction. All the way around. Nice big circles, as big as you can make them. And in the opposite direction. And nice big circles. Okay. Nicely done. I'm going to flip to the other foot. Exactly the same. Big rotations in one direction. And then big rotations in the other direction. Okay. We'll move back up to our hands now. Just put our hands out in front of us loosely. And what we're going to do is going to move into some, well, got to start that timer. Just move into some wrist flicks. So just flicking the wrist up and down. It's like a crazy day in the office. You got that report, right? Get them all typing, get it all done. Now you're showing off, you're going to type with the back of your hands. So flip your palms forwards, palms upwards, all the way up, and then palms right down. Yeah, I see. Palms back up again, and palms back down again. Okay. Bring our elbows together and our wrists together, interlock our fingers. Now I'm going to roll our wrists. Roll our wrists round. So try and make it go a bit faster still. And this was apparently this is great for boxers. Boxer taught me this. It's a really nice way of being able to loosens off the wrist. So especially if you're kind of working in offices and things all the time, it's nice being able to just get those wrists loose again. Okay, slow it down. What we need to do now is we need to take your hands and move them one finger over. And what I also need to do now is roll your wrist the opposite direction. Okay, you're going to find this feels really weird because we have a dominant side and a non-dominant side. A bit like, for example, some people are right-handed for writing. That's their more dominant side, and some people are left-handed. So you might find this one feels a bit clunky. Might not be able to go quite as quick, and that's perfectly okay. What we want to do is make sure we work both sides of our brain, both sides of our body. Okay. Nicely done. All the way around. Okay, release those. Give it a bit of a shake out. Now we're going to move to our neck, to our axis and atlas joints. So we're going to start off by just nodding our head, looking down at the floor, looking up at the ceiling, and not majorly pushing it, just taking it to what's the most natural range of movement. All the way down, all the way up. That's it. Nicely done. Okay, bring our head back to center. Now we're just going to look to the left and then look to the right. And just taking our neck as far around as it will go. Not pushing it, not straining it, just getting it warmed up. Okay. And from there, we're going to bring our ear to our shoulder. We'll go from one side and to the other. And same again. Just whatever that's natural range is. Not looking at stressing it or pushing it too far. Okay. And bring our neck back up to center. Okay. So we'll just shake that out. Okay, now we're going to start off with, now we're warmed up, we're going to start off with the stretches. As if you've done this before, we're going to go through the same process. So we're going to start off with our chest, stretching our chest muscles. We're going to do our pectoral muscles. These are the kind of fan-shaped muscles, comes from your sternum here, is where the origin point is, and anchors down to where your arm is. The whole point of your pectoral muscles is for pushing things away from you. If you want to feel it, if you grab hold of one hand, just put it over the top of your pectoral muscle, you should be able to grab just slightly underneath your armpit. And as you push your arm forward, you should feel that muscle kind of tighten and stretch. Yeah, you got that? Perfect. Right, in which case, to be able to stretch it, what we need to do is push it in the opposite direction so it gets longer rather than being able to compress it. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to use a wall or an object to be able to push our arm against it, keeping our arm at shoulder height. I'm going to use the side of the machine here. So I'll put my arm on, I'm going to put the heel of the hand at the top, keep my arm at shoulder height, and then I'm going to put my leg that I'm at nearest to the wall or nearest to the object in front of me, and I'm just going to lean into it. And so I start to feel that stretch across my pectoral muscle here, which I can feel just about now. Once I've found it, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it 15 seconds. So hold it. And release. We're going to do it twice for a bit of developmental stretching. So we're going to find that same hold spot. I'm just going to push that little tiny bit more. Okay, and hold it. And release. Okay, we're now going to go on to the other arm. We're going to do exactly the same as what we've just done there. The arm up against the side, leg forward, keep your elbow at shoulder height, and just push into it. Find that stretch spot and hold it. And release. And then one more time, find that stretch and hold it. And release. Okay, so check those out. Now we can move on to our next muscle group. We're going to move on to our arms. We're going to start off with our biceps. So the biceps is the muscle that goes down the front of our arms. It allows us to be able to raise our arm up. Its origin point's at the shoulder, anchor point is down by your elbow. And we're going to stretch this by having to push it the opposite direction. So we're going to do a stretch that's very similar to what we just did with the chest. This time, though, we're not going to rotate at the elbow. We're going to put the pressure in at our not going to rotate at the shoulder. We're going to put the pressure in at our elbow. We're going to put our hand out at shoulder height, put the heel of our hand against the wall or against the bar or whatever you've got available to you. And then we're going to put the same foot forward, the one that's nearest the wall, and just start to put a little bit of pressure, keeping your bicep turned forward. And what you want to do is feel that against your bicep. As soon as you found that stretch point, hold it. And release. And then one more time, and stretch point, and hold it. And release. Okay, same on the other arm. So arm up, shoulder height, heel against the wall or against the bar, whatever you've got available to you. Foot forward, start to put some lean, some pressure on, keep your bicep facing forwards. When you find that stretch point, hold it. And release. And then one more time, find that stretch point and hold it. and release. Okay, so now we've worked both of our biceps. We're now going to move on to the opposite side of the arm, our tricep. So the tricep is there to straighten our arm, basically to contract it. So for us to be able to stretch it, we need to put it in the opposite direction. So almost like as if we're squeezing with our bicep. So remembering tricep anchors, origin points up at the shoulder, anchors down by the elbow. So for us to be able to stretch it, we can do a few different moves. One we're going to do this morning is bring our arm up over our shoulder, grab hold of our elbow. So what you should start to feel there is as you start to pull your elbow, you should feel that stretch happening down this back of your tricep. I want you to squeeze until you find that stretch. If you find it's not getting a lot of a stretch, then just bend your body into that stretch. So push your hips over towards the side that you're stretching. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. And then one more time, same side. So grab hold of your elbow, find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay, we're going to do the opposite arm. Bring the opposite arm over the head. Grab hold of your elbow. You can bend into it if you need to. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay, one more time. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay, check those out. Right, I'm going to move now from our arms to our back. We're going to do two different types of stretches for our back. The first one, very similar to what we just did with the triceps. We're going to bring our arm up over the top of our head, then grab hold of our wrist with our other hand, and just gently kind of pull yourself over, bending at the side. So you should feel this stretch all the way down your back there, keeping your arm straight over the top of your body. You find that stretch point, hold it. And release. And then one more time. Hold up overhead. Grab hold of your wrist. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay, now we're going to go do the other side. So bring our arm overhead. Over the top of our head. Grab hold of the wrist. Pull ourselves over. Bend on that side. Find the stretch point and hold it. Release. One more time. Over the top of our head. Grab hold of our wrist. Find our stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay, so we've done the first of our two exercises for our back. I'm going to tuck myself back in, and then we're going to go for our second exercise. The second one, a bit like diving. So what we want to do is bring both our arms up over our head, stretch up as far to the ceiling as we can, and then just going to bend over, rounding our back, and bring ourselves as far down as we can. What you'll do is find the stretch down the back of your hamstrings, along the back, or along your back. You got it? Hold it. And release, come back up to standing, and same again, one more time. So stretch yourself up as far as you can, and bring yourself all the way down, as much as you can as you bend over, and hold it. And release. Back up to standing. Excellent. Okay, from here, we're going to do some stretch across our shoulders, our rhomboids, etc. We're going to do that by moving our arm across our body. Keep our shoulder down as we move this across our body. Nicely over. Now with that other arm, we're going to hug our arm in and our shoulder in and just gently pull. We can feel that stretch across the back of our shoulders. We're going to hold that and release. And one more time. Again, bring the arm straight across the body. Hold it in. Find that stretch point and hold it. Okay, release. Same with the other arm. Bring your arm across the body, keeping your shoulder nice and low. Grab hold of it with your other arm and hold it. And release. One more time. Bring the arm across the body, shoulder low. Grab hold of it with your arm. Slight pull so you can feel the stretch and hold it. And release. Okay, that's both sides of our shoulders done. We're going to move from our upper body now down to our lower body. We're going to start off with a quad stretch. For this one, you may want to hold on to something. If you need it for balance, do so. If not, you can use it as a way of being able to practice balance. What we're going to do is grab hold of our ankle. We're going to pull our ankle towards our bottom. So looking to stretch our quads. So our quads origins points up by our hips, anchors down by our knees. For us to be able to stretch it, we need to be able to pull our heel towards our bottom. Now, if you can get your heel towards your bottom and that doesn't give you much of a stretch, you can just bend forward slightly until you find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay, one more time. We're going to heel to our bottom, finding that stretch point and hold it. And release. Uh-oh. Let me see what's going on. Are you coming in? You can come in, it's okay. Right, we've got Winnie with us now. Yeah, hello. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the other leg. So grabbing hold of our ankle again, up towards our heel, our bottom, find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay, one more time. Heel to bottom, find your stretch point and hold it. Release. Crazy dog. Okay, now we're going to go into what's known as a runner stretch. This is going to be working our hamstrings, so stretching our hamstrings and stretching our calves. So our hamstrings come down from origin points just by our glutes, our bottom, all the way down to our knees, and calves and knees to elbows. So for us to stretch it, we're going to put the foot forward that we're going to stretch. We're going to bend, point our toes up towards the ceiling, and you should always start to feel it stretch down the back of your calves. Bend our back knee, so start to put some weight on the top one, and just apply a little bit of pressure to the top of your leg. And then when you find that stretch point, you're just going to hold it. Hello, you. And release. And then one more time, just find drop into that stretch point, hold it, and release. Okay, switching legs. We're going to go with that other leg now. So put the leg forward, pull the toes up, and drop your back knee so it's bending, and put a little bit of pressure onto the top of your leg. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. And one more time. Find that stretch point, hold it. Okay, release. Right, from there, we're going to move onto the floor. What we're going to do is going to do some stretching, which is going to work out mainly our glutes, but also a lot on our chest as well. So to lay on the ground, what wants to do? Obviously, you all can't have a puppy laying a puppy up. Winnie, this is not working. Okay, right. Let me see. Never worked with dogs and animals. No, animals and children. Okay. This really isn't working, girl. Right. Calm it, Kermit. So put your arms out to each side. So you're making your body into a T shape. And then from there, what I'm asking for you to do is keep your arms and your shoulders on the ground and lift up your right leg. You got the top your foot, your right leg underneath your left knee if you can. And then we're going to continue to rotate that knee, your right knee, towards your left side, keeping your shoulders and your arms as far on the ground as you can. So just stick it as far as you can. You're going to feel it stretch and hold it. Release. Okay, so just bring yourself back up to the center. And then you're going to push back over to the left side with your right knee and hold it. And then back to the center. Put your leg out straight. Now we're going to lift our left leg. We're going to put our left foot underneath our right knee, or as close as we can get it. And we're going to continue to push our left knee down towards our right side, keeping our arms and shoulders pinned to the ground. And hold it. Or release. Okay. And one more time. So push our left leg down to the right, keeping our shoulders on the ground. As far as we can get them. Hold it. And release. Oh, way back. Okay, legs out straight. Right, from there, we're going to flip over onto our front. And we're going to go onto all fours. We're going to do some cat cows if you're in yoga, or as my friend calls them, angry cats. So for this, we want to imagine we've got a piece of string just passing through our back and attaches on our navel, our belly button. We're going to pull that piece of string up, rounding our back, bringing our head under between our arms as far as we can. Really push our belly button as far into the sky as we can. Hold it. Okay, I'm going to push. Now get that piece of string, pulling our belly button as far down to the ground as we can, looking up at the ceiling. And hold it. Okay, and opposite way down again. And pulling that string, so our back arches, head between our arms as we can, and then pull that piece of string down. So our belly is getting as close to the ground as we can, and hold it. Excellent. Okay. From there, we're going to go into. I used to have a physio. He was a great guy called Indegard, marvelous man. He used to call these Superman poses. What I've learned is in yoga, I think it's called bird dog. So we're going to push, whoops, daisy. We're going to push our left leg back, now right leg forward, pointing our toes and pointing our fingers, making our body as long as we possibly can. So you can stretch and touch both sides of the room. That's the one. Feel it nicely across the body. Keep your core nice and tight. Okay, and then bring it back down. I'm going to switch sides. So your left arm, your right leg. Point those fingers as far as you can. Hello, you. That's right. Yeah, we're pointing. You should be able to do this. Good. And bring them back down. Okay. Right. And that's it. That's what we're going to do for today's stretching exercises. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And Puppy, I think, stops playing. Have an absolutely super weekend ahead. Looking forward to Monday and seeing you guys all again as we go into upper body. Until then,